Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mixed Media Mayhem. Now today we are to use watercolor, splatter, and a cut file or a stencil. So what I have gone ahead and done is pulled what I'm going to use for splatter, which is this gorgeous Ornament Gold Chroma Mist. I pulled my watercolors, which is a Kuretake set, which I have not used yet, so I'm excited to play with those. And then I'm going to use some watercolor paper. This is 12 by 12 watercolor paper. It's cold press watercolor, so I'm excited about that. And then for my stencil or cut file, I'm going to use a stencil, and it is the July stencil of the month over at my shop, which is scrappingreflections.com. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I have washied my stencil onto my watercolor paper, and I went ahead and sprayed water all over. I want the watercolor to kind of seep through the underneath of the stencil and give it that watercolor look. That's the whole point of this thing. If I wanted nice, crisp, clean lines, I would have used inks or something else. However, I want it to be messy. So I am going through every single color and just randomly filling in the little squares right here. So I will tell you, at the very end, some of the squares were a little bit more rigid, shall we say, than I wanted them to be. So I sprayed water all over it and then blotted the water up, and it definitely muted the colors and made it a little bit messier than I was looking for. However, I did not throw it away. I did not do anything like that. I built my layout right on top of it and I called it good. But I do want to do the same effect again and maybe do more of a monochromatic look with it, because I think that would be super fun as well. So I'll figure that out as I go. But yeah, I am just putting watercolor over top of the stencil, and I'm just using a variety of colors. So you can see on some of the portions of the stencil where the watercolor is going underneath, and that is definitely what I want it to happen. Like I said, some was a little bit messier than I wanted, some was a little bit more rigid than I wanted. I should have just left it. Sometimes you just gotta leave well enough alone. So I go ahead and get the rest of them filled in. I want to make sure that I have no naked squares or rectangles. Now, like I said, this is the July 2022 stencil of the month from Scrapping Reflections. If you are interested in stencil of the month, you just go to www.scrappingreflections.com. And then on the drop-down menu, you pick stencil of the month, and then you can pick it. So if you sign up by the 14th of the month, 14th of July, you will get this stencil. And then you will start getting every stencil after that. So if you want this one, you got to sign up by July 14th. There is no term commitment. You can cancel at any time. So there is my plug for stencil of the month. Now I just went and bought some more white tulle, and I picked this up at Hobby Lobby because it was 50% off this week. I love me a 50% off sale. Anytime I can get something for scrapbooking at half off makes my heart happy. So I'm going to layer up this tulle, and I'm going to staple it directly onto my fun foam. And what this is going to do is allow my photo to stick to the fun foam and the tulle to stick so nothing falls off and pops off the page. Because that will happen if you don't adhere your tulle down thoroughly enough. Now, I was thinking that my photo was going to go directly over top of the fun foam, so I put washi tape over top of each of the staples, but I forgot I was matting my photo on this piece of paper. So you didn't need to washi the staples, but I did. So now I cut down the tulle a little bit because it was just a little bit too thick, and I am going to now build my big old photo cluster right here. So I have the red and white polka dotted paper from Echo Park, and I have the watercolor, the rainbow watercolor papers, and the paper that I matted my photo on are all from Brutus Monroe. So now I'm pulling out the latest Disney-esque collection by Stephen Duncan for Carta Bella, and I love these Main Street USA buildings. Like they're on multiple things in this collection, so it makes me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down at the bottom, since this is a picture of Main Street USA, and it is ridiculously empty, you guys. We went in September 2020, and you know, back then in September 2020, COVID was still a big thing, and you had to wear masks and physical distancing and all this kind of stuff, but we had the absolute best time because there weren't a lot of people, right? Like, there weren't a lot of people. So it was fantastic. So I took this photo, and it's crazy to me how empty it is. Didn't even have to get up at the crack of dawn for rope drop, didn't have to do any of that kind of stuff, or get a before park opening breakfast reservation. Didn't have to do any of that stuff, and I got this empty Main Street USA. So now I'm going to spell out Main Street USA, and I'm using these gold thickers, and I'm covering up that awkward gap between the chipboard Main Street USA and the photograph of Main Street USA. You could probably play a drinking game to how many times I've said Main Street USA in this video. Just saying. So anyway, I am putting down Main Street USA. I'm not spelling out street. And I'm purposely not spelling out street because it uses two E's, and that's a little bit ridiculous, and I don't want to use two E's. I am lifting up the tool just a little bit so that I can get my title underneath of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that down, and I'm also cutting down other letters to do an A, because A's go away really quickly as well. So now I'm going to add just one more chipboard piece. I'm going to make sure I got lots of adhesive on there so that it sticks. And then now for my final mixed media requirement for Mixed Media Mayhem, I'm going to put my splatters down. So this is Brutus Monroe Chroma Mist in Ornament Gold. It is the most delicious gold mist ever, you guys. If you have not gotten yourself a bottle of this, you need it. I keep it right there on my desk so I can grab it and keep it handy. So there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out everyone else who's playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem this week, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.